Well, baseball way of lifers, the day has come. Yes, Wander Franco is now a major leaguer. How about that? Much anticipated debut, much hyped. And I've been following Wander now since his minor league days. I subscribe to Baseball America, and I can't think of a prospect that was hyped as much as Wander the last few years. I was wondering what was taking so long for Wander to make it to the show. But I guess better late than never. I'm not sure if this was a salary issue or what have you, but he is there, and that's what counts. Now, what does this forebode for Wander in the Tampa Bay Rays? Well, for one, he didn't even play his natural position, shortstop, yesterday, which was kind of puzzling. Is he the answer for the Rays at third base? I don't know, but I do know that the Rays have been reeling, and I think it's the right time to bring him up. What do you guys think? Uh, he has been heralded like you would not believe. And you know what the amazing thing is? There are so many good players in Major League Baseball now who are so young. You go right down, almost every team has a good player, and some are blessed to have superstars. I mean, we're talking uh, Acuna, we're talking Guerrero. I mean, you go right down the line, and there are so many young, talented players in the game. But from what I'm hearing, this guy could be better than all of them. Will he be? I'm not sure. I would sure love to see it. Uh, and I think if anything's going to save the Tampa Bay franchise, it could be Wander Franco. I mean, when you think about it, this team has never really had a face of the franchise type player. He could be the real deal. Now, I know Tampa Bay is always tight on the purse strings, and they'll cut a player as soon as possible once they know they have to offer them big bucks. Their money ball revisited. So it's going to be interesting. But I think this time, in order to save face with the Florida franchise's fans, they're going to have to commit to Franco. And I think he is the answer. Like I said, I've read so many good things about him, and every year his numbers keep getting better and better. So is he going to do it? I think so. What do you guys think? I'm interested to hear what you might have to say. That's for sure. Uh, but the amazing thing is, he's only 20 years old. And for the last two seasons before this one, he was the top prospect with Baseball America. And I was shocked, like I said, when he didn't make the team in spring training, but he did begin the season with AAA Durham Bulls. And in 39 games with Durham, he's batted 315 with 367 on base percentage and a 586 slugging percentage with 7 homers and 35 ribbies. That's not too bad for a 20-year-old kid in AAA. And like I said, he's been climbing up the ladder and doing well everywhere he has been. And last year kind of set him back. He was only 19. There was really nowhere for him to appear in a major league game. And he didn't even play in any minor league contests due to the cancellation of minor league season because of the COVID-19 pandemic. So it makes you wonder, could he have been even better coming into the scene right now? I mean, unbelievable, this kid. You just got to love him. And like I said, it's always been about the Yankees and the Red Sox and the AL East. Well, maybe Mr. Franco could give, even though Tampa Bay made the World Series last year, they still don't get the respect they do. Now, I'm just basing this in our group baseball way of life. It's kind of confusing that whenever I do these weekend polls, like name your Mount Rushmore of a team, and whenever I put the Yankees up there, boom, record numbers. Right behind them, boom, the Dodgers. Right behind them, boom, the Giants. Then the Cardinals. Then the Mets. Then the Cubs. The team that gets the least amount of recognition is Tampa Bay Rays. No one ever wants to talk about them. Even when I do the Mount Rushmore poll, I get like 1/8 of the response for the Tampa Bay Rays as I do all these other teams I mentioned who were like traditional franchises. But you look at the record, and Tampa Bay has been one of the best baseball franchises in the last 10 years. Now, I'm just going this off the top of my head. I would say in the last 10 years, they are top 5 in win-loss percentage. I just remember reading that recently, and I don't have the numbers in front of me. Like I said, they've cultivated players until it's been time to cut the purse strings. The only player I recall that they signed to a long-term contract was Evan Longoria, and they did that because they gave him a sweetheart of a deal. But how they do it year in and year out is amazing to me. I mean, really, really amazing. And I just think that it's time now with Wander there to let's just step up and do this. Let's do it, Tampa Bay. Take advantage of that opportunity with Franco. Teams like the Dodgers, and I see the Mets are taking the same approach now too. You got to build through the farm system. And this guy is the centerpiece of your farm system. So good luck to Tampa Bay. It's going to be one hell of a race in the American League East, don't you think? The Red Sox, the Rays, the Yankees, even the Toronto Blue Jays. And Franco's hype kind of reminds me of Vlad Guerrero Jr. He was really, really hyped, but in 2019, he kind of tailed off and had an average year. But then again, he wasn't really taking care of himself physically at the time. So now that he's lean and mean, we've seen the superstar he's developed into, and he was hyped like Franco. So I think today, with scouting the way it is, it doesn't take much. When these guys are on the mark, they're on the mark with generational talents, and everyone agrees that Franco's going to be the man. I think so too. And it's going to be fun. You got Guerrero with Toronto, you got Franco, and I think it's all Franco. There's a little debate, is it going to be Franco or Franco? But I think, and I'm not Hispanic, but I think they pronounce it Franco. But we'll see. No matter what you're going to call him, don't call him late up to the plate because he's going to do some damage when he's swinging. Anyway, welcome to the big leagues, Wander Franco. It's going to be a fun ride. And like I said, everywhere you've been so far, you've been the main man. He began the season with the Bowling Green Red Hots, promoted to the Charlotte Stone Crabs, and he was named to the All-Star Futures game. And he finished the 2019 season with a 327 average, 398 on base, and 487 sluggage with 9 homers and 53 RBIs. And he is the number one prospect in baseball. Well, now he's no longer a top minor league prospect in the minor leagues because he is in this show. So welcome, 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 Wander. Now let's all take time out. Enjoy the ride. It's going to be fun. Maybe they'll actually put Tampa Bay on national TV now. One could only hope. Well, that's it for now, folks. Until we touch base again, talk to you soon. Play ball, and thanks for being members of Baseball Way of Life, and please subscribe to this YouTube cast.